Welcome to Tamira's Life Journey. My name is Tamira. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome to our channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. We on this channel, we talk about everything budgeting related. We do cash stuffings. We do end of the month budgets, saving challenges. I'm going to start putting in weekly budget overviews, as well as daily expense sheets and bill exchanges when necessary. So we do a range of stuff that's dealing with financing and budgeting, as well as I'm in the transportation industry, so I do talk about that from time to time on my channel to help people that are in a like business. Excuse me. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today's video is about daily earnings. Okay, so for April the 1st, I was able to go out and work a little bit. I made $55.68 for that day. I do divide this in half go to personal, half go to business. 10% went to savings, 35% went to my bills, which was $9.74. 35% went to my wallet, which was $9.74, and sinking funds was 20%, which was $5.57. My business gas, I was allotted $5.57 for gas that day. Luckily, I did not need to put any gas from out of this because that would have really thrown this whole thing off. Car funds, 35% goes to that. That was $9.74. Business profits, 35% was $9.74, and taxes, 10% was $2.78. Since I do not deal in change, I typically just drop the change, and that what becomes my zero out challenge, or either profit to stay in the account, depending on what account I actually put it in when I worked. We didn't spend any money out of this when we earned it, and so therefore $55.68 was deposited into my account for the 1st of April. Now I hold on to this, and then on Sundays I distribute the money throughout these 8 different categories. I will be updating on a couple of days on this video, so I will be talking about the 1st of April to the 3rd of April, because I kind of got behind, because you will hear in this video I had a major issue with a vehicle that I was driving, trying to work in on Saturday. I'm sorry, it was Saturday night, actually. Friday night, Saturday morning. On April the 2nd, I did not work because, of course, it happened that night in the vehicle. Just give you a little explanation. I was driving on the expressway doing about 65, and out of nowhere, my vehicle just took off on its own. It went from, the RPMs went all the way over to 6, and I just took off down the expressway, and I could not control the vehicle, really. It went to, I hit the brake trying to stop it. It swerved. I kind of did what is known like a drift, and I was like drifting from one lane to the next. Sorry about that, these nails. And luckily I was able to pull over the vehicle, called my father because he's a mechanic. He told me he felt it was a speed sensor, and to pull that car over, do not drive it. And therefore my whole weekend was shot when it came to the work, but thank God I am here. That was a scary experience. Luckily nobody was in the vehicle with me. Yeah, it was crazy. All I did was I saw a big semi that I was about to crash with, and by the grace of God, he spared me. So yeah. So unfortunately, there won't be any updates from Saturday to Sunday because no, I did not work after that. So for the 2nd and for the 3rd, there is no income there. Now, typically what would happen if I would have worked on that Sunday, I would have then took all the earnings for that week and compiled them up to see where the funds would have been allocated. So I was able to make $309.82 from that Thursday to that Friday. Actually, I believe it was that Wednesday to that Friday, working those couple of days. However, because of what happened with the vehicle that Friday night that Saturday, I had to pay for towing because apparently something happened with my insurance where that was not on there, or they couldn't find it on there, should I say. They didn't say it wasn't on there. They said they couldn't find it, but given such a situation where I had to leave my car that night, I had to get my car up out of there, or it was in at a risk of being towed. So I had to pay for a tow truck, which was $145 to tow it from where it was, the transmission shop, to find out exactly what was going on with that vehicle. I'm still waiting to hear the update on that. But because of that, things changed when it came to how those couple of days funds were going to be allocated. So it ended up being $210.11 that got divided in half. So $10.50 would have went to the savings, and from that I would have divided that savings up to 29% of it would have went to my savings, 10% would have went to charity, 17% would have went to my son, 23% would have went to my grandkids, and 21% would have went to emergency funds. Basically 3 for savings, 1 for charity, 2 for Mal, 3 for grandkids, and 2 for emergency funds. My bills would have gotten $36.77. I'm going to show you a spreadsheet of what actually happened for that week when it came to my bills. Wallet would have gotten $16.10. And everybody know I spend anywhere from, my budget $220 or $206, I'm sorry, for the week. I typically overspend, and this was no exception to the rule. I did overspend this week. And sinking funds would have got 20%, which was $21 and a penny. Gas, I ended up spending a total of $105 and some change on gas, which after I take out what was allocated, I had to subtract the rest from the difference, which left me a total of $183.83. That's why you see the difference in the amounts versus what I should have put in there. Car fund would have got $36.77, and profits would have got $36.77, and taxes would have gotten $1. So that's what would have happened had everything would have went the way it should have. But because I did spend money on this towing and everything from what happened from that Friday, it did not go as planned for this week. So $145 for the towing. I've got to take that off of there. This just do not want to stay, y'all. I'm gonna have to figure out and put something there, or put some glue on it or something. Left me with $38.83, and I can tell you that just got spent. There was no reason of doing that. It got spent. So there was no cash stuffings for this week per se, but money did get allocated to various things, and we'll go into that in a few seconds. Which brings us to our weekly overview. On the weekly overview, part of this I do not share like personal account information, but on the weekly overview, I will show you here. I started out with $1 in charity, and that was it. But I did spend $192 on business. Really, that $192, it probably should have been like, because that is what has the towing fee in there. I probably should have put the towing fee in with car funds, but I end up putting it here, and I'm gonna just keep it. So technically I only spent $47 in business, but that still kind of went over for my weekly allocations. I only have like $20 that I set aside for business. Charity got, oh, I am so sick of this. So y'all just gotta excuse that nail. And I don't have one to replace it with that will look right with these. So charity ended up getting like $4. I spent $5. Eating out got $97. Well, we spent $97, so I had to put in $97. Entertainment ended up getting, I'm sorry, nothing. So technically I still owe entertainment $10. Groceries, I spent $97 on groceries, so I went over on groceries by $67. Household got 41, so technically I still owe housing $9. Investment, I spent $416. Although I did spend $416 on investment, I actually made $266, which means I only spent $140 on investment, but I still blew it because by $130, because I was only supposed to spend $10 on here. And typically what that was when I won some money, I just put it back in, or spent it or whatever. But I did spend about $130 of my funds when it all was said and done. And that pretty much came from, I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do for the rest of those days I didn't get paid. I was trying to make something that didn't quite work out. When you ain't feeling it, just don't do it, because typically it probably ain't gonna work out. And I blew it. Miscellaneous and laundry, I spent $20, so I stayed within my budget there. That basically, miscellaneous laundry, you only get 20 for laundry, 15 for miscellaneous. So technically I still owe that like $15. So the total was $867 that I put into my everyday wallet, not necessarily stuffing but spending, and $868 is what I spent for the week. Self-care, not really sure if you can see this, but let me slide it over. Maybe I can rearrange this real quick. Yee, sorry y'all. Self-care, go down a little, right there. All right, so self-care, I had $10 to start off the week. For beauty, I put in $35, I spent $45. Birthday, had $12, I ended up having to pull that up out of here. Clothing, I had to pull that up out of here. $2 for fun, I pulled that up out of here. And miscellaneous, I pulled that out. Basically, the self-care binder, was depleted. By the end of this week. Matter of fact, a lot of funds did get depleted because of the lack of working and the excessive spending. I had to use those to make it for this week. It is what it is. These budgets, like they say, definitely isn't perfect. We do what we have to do. We move money around if we can. Saving challenges, I saved up. I've already counted it, but I will roll it. I saved up $6.96 for the change challenge. $40 from each of the grandkids were pulled out, so there's 8 remaining. Savings is gone from that. Zero out challenge. Okay, yeah, that was used to. The 30-day challenge is now $2. The 52-week challenge is now $12. Like I said, this is all funds I had to pull and snatch in order to make it work for this week. Business, 28 was pulled from there, 17 for car funds, 20 for commercial insurance, 2 for programs, 10 for supplies, 17 for taxes, and 3 for my website. So basically left about $17 in business. Mal's binder, put that to the side. Mal's binder, Mal's binder, 40 was spent on his clothing, 40 from his savings, which left 35 in his binder. Vacation and holiday binder depleted. So we had $1,377.42 at the beginning of the month. Beginning of the week, sorry. $1,183.37 was added to it. We spent $2,187.21, which left us with $373.58. And that concludes last week's overview. Waiting to hear back about that transmission. We do have funds expected to come in this week. Hopefully that does not deplete that, and we could move forward from there. Feel like I take steps forward and get knocked completely back. That's the way I've been feeling here lately. But continue to press on. Now with the chain challenge, like I said, we had $6.96 that we're adding to it. I already counted everything. We just have to put it in the Ziplocs. So there was $6 added to the quarters. There was a previous total of $54.80. For the quarters, there was a previous balance of, let me get my little book out so we can follow along. Okay, here it goes. So there was a previous balance for the quarters of $36.50. We added $6 to it, which bring our total to $42.50 for the quarters. We already have $30 rolled up. Which means at $42.50, there is $12.50. That's $6 there. We need $6. We need $4 out of here. One, two, three, four, and that will make it $10. And so we'll have $40 rolled up for the change. This little bit of change be adding up, I tell you. You think, oh, the change don't add up. You got another thing coming. It adds up fast. Actually, I think I saved about $200 last year. I am at $75.59 the third month in this year. We're going to be doing extremely well, because last year I don't believe I didn't begin the change challenge at the beginning of the year. I sort of did it towards the middle of the year, but we still were able to save about $200 and change. So I'm predicting maybe we're going to do probably 2.5 or maybe 300 is what I'm thinking total for the money saved this year in savings. Because this bad baby was depleted other than the pennies. I don't think I actually cashed in the pennies. Some of those pennies are from last year. All right, so now we have $40 rolled up in quarters. Right now, the initial plan is to give this to my grandbabies. And not as a savings for them to spend, for me to take them to the store and do whatever they want to do with it. This is their money. Hopefully, I'm able to continue to go forward with that plan and nothing else happens. With the dimes, we had $10.50 at the dimes. We do have 2 rolls of dimes rolled up. There's a total of 50 cents we're adding to it, so it makes $11. We need at least 15 in order to roll, so we know we're not going to be able to, so we'll just go ahead and put 50 cents in the bag. Next will be our nickels. And the nickels, to start off the week, we had $3.70 in nickels. We added 35 cents, which brought us to a total of $4.05. So that means we have one roll, that's $2.05. So that means this right here is, when you add the 35 cents on with it, is $2. So we're gonna go ahead and roll that. And then put the other nickel, extra nickel in the bag. Because that'll be a total of $4.05. And with the 2 rolls, that'll be $4. One of my daughters suggested, she said, well, you could use the change for the grandbaby's Christmas. I said, I'm already saving money for their Christmas. Well, I was. Now we got to start over. She was like, well, you can use it for the Christmas. I really want to just use this for them, just to buy them something, not outside of Christmas, outside of savings accounts. I just want to use this to do something for them. So what are they gonna do? They gonna tell you what they want? I said, no, but grandmama, they got something. I make get something for my girls and my grandsons. Next up is the pennies. The pennies had 41 cents in there from last week. The total was $17.93, but in our bag, because we keep the bag, so we'll have to keep counting all those pennies over. We know there's 41 cents in there. We're adding 11 cents. That'll bring it to a total of 52 cents. So we're gonna roll a row of pennies, which will leave 2 pennies in the bag. So I'm gonna take all this out, leave 2 pennies in, and take this from over here, put it with this, because we'll know that's 50 cents. We got our sheet updated, so for next week, go ahead and roll this. Didn't see any unusual looking pennies. Wait a minute. 1974? I don't think so. That's the year I was born now. Normally these videos will get split up and I would have separate videos, but there was not a lot to talk about on those days I didn't work, so I was like, just go ahead and combine them all together and just make it one complete video, and then start anew once we're back to working. You know, I say it, you know, I'm upset sometimes because I don't get to go out and do what I try to plan out to do, but you don't never know what God's plan is. You know, he could have caused that car to go down, and he definitely spared me. So he could have caused that car to go down because I could have been at the wrong place at the wrong time. You just never know. So my thing is just trust the Lord, because he knows. He knows all. So I trust that. Ooh, maybe we had a little bit more than what we thought, because this ain't even first closing. I hate to have to count this, but I'm going to just do this. Okay. Let's add this back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe I accidentally threw a couple of extra ones in here and didn't realize I did that. Because I did go to the store after I picked up my son from school today. So we'll say there's 12 cents for next week, starting next week off. All right, so that concludes let's go ahead and stick this in the penny rolls. One set of penny rolls, because there's actually 2 bags of these. Y'all, there's a lot of pennies that are rolled. Eventually, I'll be taking the stuff in and cashing it in for my grandkids. It's a lot of pennies from him on the road. All right, so that concludes this video. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by and watching the content of my videos. If you enjoy what you see, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Also leave a comment, and if you'd like to be entered in that drawing for my my goal of reaching 50 subscribers, please like my video, subscribe to my channel publicly, and share if you would like. But also, when you comment, put a rose so I know that you would like to be entered in that contest. And when we hit 50 subscribers, I will do a giveaway appreciation. So thank y'all so much. Be blessed. Be your brother and sister's keeper. Always keep God first. Love all. Toodles.